Okay, so thank you guys for joining us today. Welcome to Broker Academy Welcome Series. This is just a really high level peek at who Access Health Connecticut is and some information that might be helpful to you as you go along your journey. We are super excited to have everybody today. Again, we're going to be sending out an email every Monday with a link, and then we'll send you a reminder on Tuesdays, and we're going to try to keep it going. Today we are going to start. I just want to say hi to Gigi Garcia from Broker Support. She is on the phone. And then we also have Franco Barrio, who is our speaker from Shop and Dental. But the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen and show you a little video for the people who couldn't be here tonight. I'm hoping you can see the video, and I'm going to start the link. Sorry, hold on. From the beginning. Here goes our link.
Hi, I'm Gigi Garcia. Supervisor team. Welcome to the Broker Academy.
Hi everyone, my name is John Cardone. I'm the Director of Small Group and Product Development here at Access Health. This time, I'd like to say congratulations. Welcome to the Broker Academy.
Hello, welcome to the Broker Academy. I'm the Eastman.
Hi, Ellen. I don't think everyone can see that. I don't think we can see the video.
No?
No.
I'm Tiffany Donaldson,
Okay.
President and CEO of the Connecticut.
Sorry, hold on.
Welcome to the Broker Academy. As an organization that is focused on
I cannot not see it, so sorry.
No.
Did you have the, I seen the red and blue, red and white sign only.
Okay, hang on. You know what? Let me work on that, and then I really want to get.
If you want it to have 2 line hyphens.
Oh, you know what?
It has a word that has a capital letter. You can set up a whole bunch of different parameters.
Hi, we're
But
going to need
insert-
everybody to go on mute.
Okay.
And thank you so much. And I will work on the video. I'm so sorry it didn't show up. And we are going to start with Franco and sharing his slides, which I hope will work. I see them. So. Franco, do you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. My name is Franco Barrero. I'm a licensed broker here with Access Health, small business. And I welcome you to the Broker Academy training. And looking forward to getting to meet each and every one of you and hearing your stories and your decision on this route that you're taking. It's pretty exciting. I've got to meet I got to meet pretty much almost everybody in the state of Connecticut, it seems like, but there's a lot of great people that are part of the team here at Access Health. And when they told me that a Broker Academy was being produced and in production, and there was many people interested in the opportunity, I was ready to jump in and help each and every one, because on a daily basis I'm working with brokers throughout the state, helping them to the process, and my main goal is to grow their book of business. So it's pretty lucrative as well. So if your mindset is to help as many people understand this complex world of health insurance, you're in the right career path. You also have a great heart, because people are confused out there, and the education that these people need is needed from people like you. So one piece of advice: I got my licensed broker maybe last year I took the test and things like that. It was challenging. The only reason it was challenging because I thought I could pass it. I didn't read the books. I didn't do anything. So my first advice is, please get that book. Get every bit of education that you can get. Reach out to me directly, and I'll have my contact information to help each and every one of you. Give you a bit of advice. On a daily basis, you want to learn something about small group. Look over the plan options. Talk about deductibles. Out-of-pocket max, things like that. I'll be more than happy to assist. With that said, looking forward to giving you a bit of information, and all I can say is that just continue educating yourself. Go to the websites, look up videos, go to irs.gov, look up small business tax credits, reach out to me. We can have a cup of coffee or anything else. Zoom meetings, everything that we can possibly do to get you going and work side by side with us here at Access Health Small Business. So
I'm going to start the slides.
yeah, if you want to bring up the slide. So one of the things that, as I mentioned, I work with brokers, and my main goal for them is to help them grow their book of business. You have a wonderful opportunity at the current moment on the individual side. And another great opportunity is the small business side of things. And one of the great things is that right now, I feel like it's at its starting point, and we're starting to move up. And more people are finding out that small businesses can offer health insurance. It's not required, but they are. The pandemic has changed a lot of views on small group. They're getting a lot of businesses right now are getting creative. And one of the ways that, the people are working from home, all these perks, but they didn't really pay attention to offering benefits because they weren't required to. Now they're looking at it like, wow, we're losing a lot of employees. We need this to stay competitive with bigger companies. Hiring has been a nuisance for a lot of small businesses. And one of the things they understood is we have to offer something. We have to. And I think we're playing a big role here at Access Health. And one of the best things about Access Health is the simplicity, the flexibility, the direct contact they have with myself and my team, Jerome Chisholm, John Carbones, the director of small business product development, Jerome Chisholm's the business development manager, Mark Spellman, and myself. We do have a small team, and we have Rebecca as well helping in the back end, but we have a small team, but we're doing big things out here. We take on a lot of responsibility because these businesses are reaching out to us, asking questions, trying to understand, what these small business health tax credits are, what the plan options are, because there's about 200 small business plans out there, and we break it down and try to simplify as much as we can. So what I'm going to do just briefly is kind of give you a little basic overview on why brokers and small businesses are choosing to work with us. And Helen, if you want to go to the next slide. So one of the as I mentioned, one of the easiest things is the flexibility. Before that, as I mentioned, my job is to make this as simple as possible for you brokers so you can grow your book of business. And a lot of business and brokers are coming directly to us is because we have the flexible eligibility. Who qualifies for small business, right? Who qualifies for small business health plans? That's a question that I get asked on a daily basis. And very simple, 1 to 50 employees. If you come across a small business owner, you ask them how many employees they have 10, they have 49, they have 50, they qualify for Access Health small business plans. One of the things that we do is the process. The process is very simple. We get their census, we get the employees, first name, date of birth, we put a quote together for them. That's what my job is. You reach out to me, you talk to a business owner, you get their information, I produce a quote for you. And we'll go over all the plan options. I work side by side with you explain any questions that they may have, and to help you along the way. So you can get that, get that one-on-one business contact, and also build that rapport. That way you can have lifelong customers, not just a month customer or a year customer. You want that continuous renewal coming in, and that relationship with the small business owners. So that's pretty much what we try to do. So they have to offer it to all full-time employees. Okay, if they're going to put it on the table, they have to be consistent. And one of the things that people are not aware of is that they don't have to offer it to part-timers or seasonal employees. It's only to the full-time employees that work 30 hours or more, based on what the IRS says. So that's who qualifies. Right now, sole proprietors cannot obtain coverage, but that's the great part. That's the great thing about Access Health, is that they have an option. If sole proprietors cannot obtain coverage through small business, they can go to the individual side. So as a broker, you have many options and many ways to help these people. Not just say, okay, we can't help you, goodbye. You have that opportunity to turn business on the individual side. So that's a great part. Next slide, please. So we have a website that we have no fees or required lines of coverage. We have a website to compare the plan. We have 11 plans with Connecticut, and 11 plans in total, 6 with Connecticut, 5 with Anthem, and they all offer different opportunity for people to seek medical coverage depending on their medical needs. And as a broker, you would have to dive deeply into not only what the employer wants, but also understand what the employee's needs are. And once you do, you can strategize with the small business owner, put something together, and that way it'd be a no-brainer for anybody who looks at your offer, and they'll sign up right then and there. Next slide, please. So what I do on a daily basis with brokers as well as small businesses, we compare plans all day long. A small business reaches out to me. I'm talking to the business owner. This is what they want to offer. We have gold, silver, and bronze plans. So we don't just offer one plan. We have a variety, and we can get deeper into the PPO, POS plans. HSA plans are offered. Basically, what this means is just the name of the network. And PPO plans are tied to Anthem, and then the POS and HSA plans are tied. POS HSA is tied to Connecticut. Okay, we educate employees constantly on a daily basis about starting a health savings account. Okay, these are great for the lower premiums, the higher deductible plans, and the health savings account. Educating them that they could deposit money into the health savings account. That way, they're paying the low monthly premium, but just in case they come across an emergency or whatnot, they have built up a savings account, that lowers their taxable income, and they can pay tax-free any medical, qualified medical expenses. So those are opportunities that, we can sit down that not many people know about. And I feel like we're not only teachers, but we're also kind of like, we have a lot of hats. We have psychology hats. We have teaching hats. We have financial advisor hats. We have to be all around when we discuss health insurance, because it is tied to a whole bunch of things. So as mentioned,
for a second, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I see Vicky has her hand raised. Vicky,
I can't see Vicky's. Okay.
Vicky, you can just unmute yourself.
Yeah, guys, go ahead and stop me, as Vicky did. Give her an applause, because that's what I wanted. You can stop me and ask me any type of question. I can't see it on my screen for some reason, but somebody will have to stop me.
Yeah.
I can jump in and help out with that, Franco. I can see those that have raised their hands.
Okay.
Vicky, can you unmute yourself? Yep.
Yeah, the question that I had was that when he was saying from 1 to 50 can join, the small businesses, but then he Franco said concerning if you only have one, which is yourself, then you have to go to the personal side. Or is that only in a sole proprietor or a LLC?
That's a sole proprietor situation only, where they cannot obtain coverage through the small business side of things.
So the
And like-
LLC, they can get on the business side?
Correct.
Yeah.
So the main rule of thumb, just to keep it simple, is that if somebody has at least one W-2 employee enrolling, they can go ahead and get a plan started through the small business side of things. We have an application that has 4 questions. Do you have less than 1 to 50 employees? Yes. Do you have at least one W-2 employee enrolling through the small business side? Now that's the question that if they check no, they don't qualify. They check yes, they can continue going with the application. We need at least one W-2 employee enrolling. That's the rule.
It's kind of tricky concerning that.
It
rule,
is.
because If you,
It is, and you know what? A lot of there's a deeper conversation with that, because some people, they're their own employees, right? They're W-2s.
Yes.
It is tricky. So it's case by case. So I know for a fact that if they're a sole proprietorship, we can't do that. But if we can sit down and kind of discuss the situation, who's a W-2 employee and they can enroll. It's one of the more confusing ones, but we need, just a rule of thumb, we need one W-2 employee to enroll, and it can't be the owner or someone related
okay.
to the owner.
All
Yeah.
right. So that's where the main point is. They cannot be the owner, even if they are doing the W-2.
Yeah, we need at least one W-2 enrollee. That's
Okay. That's the sole proprietor.
the
Or
sole
that's-
proprietor. The sole proprietor would have to go on the individual side.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. And Vicky, if you want to reach out, I can show you many. There's a whole bunch of things that accountant, that's it's deep, but we try to keep it as simple as possible. But for now, sole proprietors cannot enroll in small group.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for stopping me.
Franco, I see one more question from Clarissa.
Mm-hmm.
She had her hand up.
Hi, Clarissa.
You should be able to unmute.
I'm sorry, I had actually put it on mute. I wanted to know the savings plan that you're speaking about, is it the same as when you're in a big company? And they take the money out of your check and then you're able to use it for medical expenses, the FSA?
The HSA.
Yes.
Right. So the only way to qualify for an HSA plan, obviously, is you have to have a medical insurance plan that's tied to the health savings account. And it will be the same way. The company would set it up through your payroll, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the employee can decide how much they want to contribute to the HSA. They can go to their bank. I have a list of banks that come out on healthcare.gov who offers HSA plans. Just be aware of fees or any things like that. But the Federal Credit Union can offer an HSA or a local bank, and you can set up a direct deposit, and you don't have to worry about contributing. All the plans through the small business side of things are Section 125 cafeteria plans. So any small business owner can put when they offer these plans, they put them on a pre-tax basis. Okay, so all these plans are set up on a pre-tax basis, which helps the employee, take home a little bit more money in the paycheck, as compared to if they're paying full price on let's say on individual plan post-tax. They pay their taxes first, and then whatever they're taking home, they pay the individual side. So these are Section 125 plans that can be set up on a pre-tax basis. And the health savings account can be set up to the local bank, and yes, direct deposit. Hope that answered your question.
Okay, I have a question. For the savings plan, plans that there are, you specify how much money you for the state, you specify how much you want for the savings plan, as well as you have to pay for the insurance, like a premium or whatever every month? Is that how it works?
Correct. So on the small business side of things, the employer, the savings come from to the employee. The employer decides on a contribution. Okay, they can go from anywhere from 0 to 100% to contribute to the employee. All right. So let's say the employer contributes 50% to Joe, right? Joe's plan. Joe now has his portion to cover, plus whatever money he wants to deposit into a health savings account. That's coming from his paycheck. So the health savings account, the money would be used to pay medical expenses. Let's say Joe has a high deductible plan and he goes to the doctor and the doctor charges $100. Well, Joe now can use that health savings account that he saved up to make a tax-free purchase to pay for the medical expense to cover, because he does have a high deductible plan and it is a health savings account plan. Yeah. So those health savings accounts are set up for employees that they want to pay the lowest amount monthly. They're rather healthy. They don't go to the doctor much, but they also want to protect themselves from financial ruin, and along the way, build up an account to have when a rainy day comes, and they can pay for medicines at the pharmacy, or visits to the doctor, or cool massage tables, or whatever is qualified under health savings account. If you go to CVS, they have a whole section there, all health savings account qualified products, and you can have fun there.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Helen, you can go to the next slide if there's no
See
other
another
questions.
hand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one more question.
Okay.
I think it's from Suneva.
Geneva users?
Suneva.
Oh, that's Maria.
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 Cheneve. It doesn't have my first name, but
Oh, okay.
it's okay. Just call me Maria. Cheneve.
Maria. How you doing, Maria?
I'm good. Back when the Affordable Care Act was new, there was a rule for small businesses, not only that they had to have up to 50 FTEs, but they also said that there was a limit on, and I'm recalling now, I think it was a limit on the amount of payroll. At the time, it was $50,000 maximum payroll. And at the time, it made no sense, because if a person could have up to 50 employees that were full-timers, of course, your payroll based on at least minimum wage would be way more than $50,000. So are you saying that that was finally corrected and that's no longer part of the rules for small LLCs?
Correct. I'm not aware of, Jerome, if you're aware of anything, but I'm not aware of any income cap on a small business. They can have.
And it was the payroll of the, I think it was payroll, not profit. Not
Right.
Profit, not, it was specifically the payroll.
Okay, so if we're talking healthcare tax credits, which we'll get right now, the average salary must average just amongst the workers is $58,000 or less. But if they want to offer, health insurance, they got 50 employees. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Somebody said something.
Okay, so if they have 50 employees and their payroll is, $1 million,
Whatever.
they can still offer small group health plans.
So that's gone away, thank goodness.
Yeah, once they get into the 51 and now they're qualifying for, medium-sized market.
Right,
large
that's different market, but because I had a small business and I could not offer anything from the Affordable Care Act under Connecticut's marketplace back, for several years, because they had that, really, it was an error in my opinion, in terms of payroll. So that's all gone. So I'm glad about that. Thanks
Yeah.
for telling me.
No, not a problem. Yeah. So one thing that brokers come to is a lot of times we do get mixed the individual side to the small business side, and there's two different sides to it. Not too much of a difference, but there is some differences. Tax credits go to the business. On the individual side, the tax credits goes to the individual. There are 3 ways of qualifying. We'll go over all that here in a bit. But another aspect to the small group side of things is the choice, and the opportunity to offer the 2 carriers, where employees are not tied to just one carrier. As I mentioned before, everyone has a different medical need. And one of the best things that I'm constantly helping brokers with is the variety. We have vertical choice, horizontal choice, and a single choice. Employers come to me and say, hey, I got employees both in Connecticut and in Florida. And the Florida ones are working remote, they're working full time, and the Connecticut employees are working full time here. And right then and there, I always offer the horizontal choice, which means that we can offer a plan, a metal tier of their choice from both carriers. So once we quote and once we talk about plan options, the business owner can decide whether they like the bronze, silver, or gold plans. In this case, I'm going to use an example. Just a business a little while ago chose a silver plan, and they chose all the silver plans that Connecticut offered and all the silver plans that Anthem offered. And they offered it to employees out of the state of Connecticut. The Anthem PPO plans, which go into the Blue Card network, and they have that nationwide coverage. And the employees here in Connecticut, chose the strong local network here, and that's how they set it up. So, plan selection, when we strategize, this is pretty ideal. So, vertical choice is just all the plans that are available from that insurance company. So, if employer says all my employees in Connecticut, this is all I want to offer, just Connecticut, we go through the vertical option. As mentioned, horizontal choice is a plan choosing a metal tier. Okay, you can choose all the same metal tier, silver, both Connecticut and Anthem, or bronze plans with Connecticut or Anthem. Single choice, the employer says, you know what, I just want to offer the silver plan only. I don't want to offer any variety. I just want one plan, and that's where the single choice. We rarely come through a single choice. We either do vertical or horizontal. But remember this one, horizontal is used more often where there's employees out of state, because sometimes price, or people are more confident with Anthem, or they're confident with Connecticut. They go with that. And when we talk about vertical choice, that's confidence in one carrier. Okay. Bronze, silver, and gold, all of them can be offered. And the employees have different needs. So some like the low deductible, some like the high deductible. Everyone has a different need, and this right here, I believe, gives them the best option. So employees can pay that lower premium, or if they need to pay a little higher because of that low deductible, they have that option as well. Next screen. So the one story I hear a lot from brokers out there is that enrolling through Access Health Small Business is the easiest on the market, and those are not my words. That's what I hear from out there. They love the fact that the enrollment process is so easy, and that all we need is a application from the employer, which they provide their state tax ID number, or I'm sorry, the federal EIN number, the location of the business, and the EFT form, which is a payment form, which they provide upon enrolling. And the employees basically fill out their first name, last name, social security number, and place it on an application. That's one way. And we're actually seeing an increase in numbers of business owners enrolling online on their own. But
I don't hear Franco. Do you guys?
I didn't either.
Okay, well, let's see. We'll give him a minute and see what happens. We're gonna need to mute everybody. If you could please mute. Okay, waiting for Franco for a minute. Franco, are you there? You might need to unmute, Frank. Okay. All right. Oh, he must have froze up a little. If you can just hang on.
Hey guys, while we're waiting for Franco to jump back on, I'm Franco's colleague, Jerome Chisholm. I also work at Access Health. I'm gonna jump in and kind of carry on while we're waiting for Franco. I did see a question. I believe it was from
Thank you.
Gail. So the question I read is, how comparable are the small business plans compared to the plans on the individual side offered by Access Health? So they're very comparable. However, you kind of experience them a little bit differently, right? So if you get a small business plan, presumably the employer will contribute maybe 50% of the cost of the monthly premium, right? So, you know, you split the cost of it with your boss if you're an individual, if you're an employee, right? Or if you're the employer, then, you know, you pay for half of it, you know, just as a good gesture to your employees to keep them. So you're likely not to have to pay the full percentage if you are an employee of an employer that offers a group plan. If you are on the individual side and you buy health coverage for yourself, you potentially could be eligible for a tax credit. So tax credit might help to offset some of your monthly costs. So the tax credit on the group side that Franco was mentioning is available to the business owner. So the business owner may get a tax credit, which would help offset some of their costs, but any sort of cost reduction that the individual employee within a group plan would experience would be based only on whatever their employer chooses to contribute. So
I asked because I am very familiar with on the individual side. I do a lot of enrollments there, but I do get frequently help people that their employer is paying for their coverage through that side. So I was just wondering why they would do that.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of different ways to ensure that folks get coverage, but you know, oftentimes, you know, if people find that their employer coverage is not affordable, they could potentially go on to the individual side and still buy coverage. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of different, we try to make it as available to as wide amount of people as possible, a wide range of availability options.
Okay.
all right, I'm back.
Franco is back. Welcome back, Franco.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that. You know, technical issues, and sometimes happens, but we bounce back, and that's what Access Health is all about. So I'm sure that the
question now.
Sure, come on down.
Okay. So we were talking about they were talking about far as the option of paying 50 or this. Is it a standard amount that the employer has to pay for his or her employees?
Right.
Or what is that based on, or is there a sliding scale fee?
That's an awesome question. And small businesses, anywhere between 1 and 50, they're not required to contribute anything. I always tell them it's 0 to 100, or it's a defined dollar amount. Once we put a quote together for them, you know, we break it down for them. You want to see what 50% looks like? They always do that. They always say, yeah, let me see what 50% contribution looks like. And then that's where we can work. The thing that we ask them is that we have to keep things consistent. We have to keep things consistent, you know, for each and every employee. you know, 50% is going to go to Joe, 50% is going to have to be offered to Cindy over here on, you know, go ahead.
Okay, so most of it is depends on what the
Budget.
employer can afford, and what y'all ask is that no one be it be consistent. When you mean consistent, that means that everybody getting the same
Right.
contributing amount.
Right. And the other way that if they want to, you know, break it up, like let's say in tiers, classes, so they have like lower management, middle management, upper management, when they make the offer, they have to put it in writing to these people and make them understand this is what the policy here at this business is. You work a year here, you're going to get 50%. After your second year, this is it goes up to 75%, but it has to be in writing.
So when you say like far as like middle management and the different tiers, do that mean that you can offer your upper management more coverage or your lower manage more coverage?
So the opportunity for everybody is going to be the same. They're going to be offered, let's say, bronze, silver, and gold, right? You're not offering more coverage. The plans are the plans. The contributions are going to be set up in tiers, and you know, they have to be put in writing and not just you know.
Okay, maybe I'm losing you when you using the term tiers. What is tiers?
Tiers is just, you know, if I'm going to start a business and we can set them up in classes like lower management, middle management, upper management, you know, customer service. You know, you're going to do service time 1 year, you're going to get 50% contribution. After this much of service, then you're going to receive this much amount. The easiest thing that I always explain to brokers is let's keep things consistent along the board, but they're not, you know, tied to that. They can set it up on a tiered level, but it has to be in writing. So an example would be, you know, you come in as a new employee, the first 6 months, you're going to get 25%. This is the offer letter. You see it in writing. After the 6 months, you're going to get 50%. And then as long as the employee knows what they're getting, it's okay. And the employer can set it up in tiers. When I talk about this, we stay away from, as long as it's not discriminatory, like, you know, all the upper management gets the gold plans at 100% and down here is 0%. You know, they have to pay for that. That can get people into trouble, but we can go more into detail on that. And that's why I always say, you know, let's keep things consistent. You want to avoid that water cooler talk, and you know, make it as simple as possible. We advise business owners to run the business where they don't have these kinds of problems. Yes. And I just want you, you know, I'm making you aware, and that's what I deal with on the daily, you know, with brokers and businesses. And I want to be as real with everybody here. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, those are some of the things that you want to, you know, make sure that you give them the advice. They can set up on tiers. You want to avoid this discriminatory stuff, but we keep it consistent. And if you are going to be doing it in certain levels, you have to put it in writing for them to avoid any issues. Okay. Helen, you can go to the next.
Okay. We have a couple more questions.
Okay.
One question from Serene: if the employer is paying for an employee's individual plan, is it correct to assume the employer would be missing out on tax credits?
If the employer
is paying
for the premiums for the individual side, well, the employee, so that's the another fun thing that comes. Yeah, that's a fun thing that comes around on a daily as well. The employer always talks about, well, why do I have to do small business? Why can't I just give them money, you know, give them a raise or whatnot? Well, as you know, as on the individual side, a raise is form of payment, right? And on the individual side, there's what are the sections, or there's tax credits that it can affect. Okay, So if someone is, making 25,000, receiving, 800 credits, 10 or plan, and the says, you know what, I'm gonna give them, their 15,000, to help them out. Well, they're gonna have to report that, right? So now they're not gonna be paying $10 on their silver plan. It's gonna take away from the tax credits, and the premiums are gonna, increase. On top of that, the premiums that they're paying are at a post-tax, so it can cost them a little bit. I always say, you know what, why don't we set up these employees on a pre-tax basis on the small business side? If you're going to be giving that much amount, to them, why don't you set them up, do a contribution plan with them? You can deduct this from your business, right, Mary? You can deduct this from your business, and you can they can set it up on a pre-tax basis, and you can help them out that way. But yes, to answer your question, it can affect the employees' tax credits, and from a deduction, I'm not too aware if they're just throwing money and they can't deduct that. But if they do it through the small group side, they can talk to the accountant, and I'm sure that they can deduct that from. It also save them on the payroll taxes as well.
Serene, your question?
Yep, Serene says, thank you for your response. Interesting take. And then I saw Marie added a little in, which I think Franco read. You mean the employer premium contributions to employees, correct? Which I think Franco did answer.
I believe, yes.
Yeah, so cool. So did we talk about this slide? I'm not sure, Franco.
Small business tax credit. Yeah, so the difference between coming through Access Health and off exchange, and when I say off exchange is directly to the carrier and not coming through Access Health, is one of the big differences is small business tax credits. Business, there's a lot of businesses out there that are not aware of this, and the more education we throw on this, so there's a lot of businesses that are taking advantage of this aspect. We come across, about 90% of our business are 25 full-time employees or less. All right. Average salaries are $58,000 or less, and the contributions that these business owners make are at a 50% level. Okay, that's pretty much been the common trend for the last 6 months, it seems like. So 50% is pretty standard. Someone asked me what the standard contribution, so 50% is what employers usually use. If they fall under these three categories, at the end of the year, when they submit their the IRS form, if you're interested, is the 8941 form for a for-profit company. They submit this, and they can qualify for up to, and I emphasize up to, 50% on what they contributed to the year. And this tax credit is great for 2 years, okay? And they can carry the credits backward or forward to other tax years, or they can just throw it back into their business. They can use the money however they want. The tax return can be amended if they forgot to claim the credits. And the premiums paid on employees' behalf can count toward both a credit and a deduction. And when it comes to this, I highly advise that, if the employer has an accountant, let's sit down with them, give them the 8941 form. That's for a for-profit company. Another IRS form to be aware of is the 990T, which is for a nonprofit organization. And they can receive up to 35% in reimbursement. So, all these contributions that they make to the employees could be a great thing, because they can qualify for this 35% tax for a nonprofit or 50% for a for-profit, depending on how much the employer's payroll is. And there's a calculator, actually, and we give ballpark estimates all the time. I tell them that this is not the final amount, but this is a ballpark, estimate. And you can find it at healthcare.gov /shop-calculators-tax credit / and we'll include that. I'll put that down for you guys in the chat here. But if you go in there, there's several questions that these business owners have to ask. And I always request for them to grab them from an accountant, because the more accurate the number, the more they'll see in this tax credit. We can throw numbers out there, but we want to be as accurate as possible. And this is one of the selling points that brokers use. This is like the gravy on top. This is not the end all be all, but this is something that business owners need to be aware of and educated upon, because a lot of people don't even submit this tax form at the end of the year. As a broker, you want to give them the outer layer of the onion, but unless you're an accountant or a tax advisor, you don't want to get too deep into this, okay? Just let them be aware of where the process is and how they can qualify, and then we can, direct them in the right direction so they can get a ballpark figure, and then advise them to speak to an accountant or a tax professional. And I'm putting up the calculator if you guys want to, kind of throw some numbers in there. Very interesting stuff. And a lot of businesses are eligible for this. They just don't know. And there's a lot of brokers that that do have some knowledge on this, but they don't even mention it, which sometimes they can miss out on opportunities in helping businesses across the state. So any questions on this? We can go to the next slide. Aside from medical, we also offer standalone dental plans. And, we used to just offer medical only. And a lot of people, they want the whole package. And employers want to offer, the best benefits possible. So our medical, their own, so that's why they're called standalone. We have the family and the family enhanced, and the difference between those two is the annual maximum benefit. The family has that annual maximum benefit of $1,000. The family enhanced is a $2,000 annual max. We do have benefit summaries to these, and we explain that for adults, this is great. Our medical option has pediatric dental. Okay, they have pediatric dental and pediatric vision. And we have our plan summaries on our website. If you want to reach out to me, I can walk you through and we can talk about plan options all day long, and kind of guide you in what to offer. Usually the adults are enrolling into these standalone dental plans, which covers them nationwide. They have a national network, wide variety of dentists, and we can definitely give you more information on the dental products. And Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is amazing, great company. So yes, we do have dental and vision. Vision plans we don't have now. The vision plans, if you look at some of the plan options that we have, vision is included there as a routine eye exam. But for the children, we do have that vision plan. Dental and dental is offered both on the individual side and on the small group side of things. And you have, a variety of offers. So preventive, you have the family value, the family enhanced. So on the individual side, it's based on the income, right? So with whatever tax credits you receive, you can, use up for a dental policy. We have more information on our website. We have all the plan options, all the individual plan options, and as well as the small group. we always quote out, not only the medical, but also the dental. It'll help you as brokers, to provide more options. And we'll walk you step by step. I'll definitely put my contact information, and I always do, I share screens all the time and walk you through our plan options, our dental plans, how to quote, things of that nature. Teaching this already for about 2 years or 3 years, I think I've been here. I lose count, but once you see the plan options, it's going to be that much simpler to put together a package for your potential business. With that said, we have a dedicated customer support team. You're not out there alone. You have myself, you have Mark Spellman, you have Jerome, as he jumped in when I lost my internet. That's what we do. We back each other up, and we back you guys up. And for you starting as brokers, the hardest sale is the first one, right? So we make it as easy as possible. Get the applications. We process this for you. We want to take all the admin stuff off your desk. That way, you concentrate on making the big bucks. And we'll help you along the way. If your customer has any issues whatsoever, they can call us directly, and we can help them out in case you're not available. This is something that a lot of brokers enjoy about working with a small group, is that they have direct access. They know myself, Mark Spellman, on a first name basis now, and that's the goal. My goal is to get to know each and every one of you. Please reach out to me anytime you can. You can reach me at shop.ahctsct.gov. You can call our shop line. I'll be your main point of contact for any new business. Mark Spellman is for service requests once we set up your new business, and all renewals. We'll take care of all renewals. Just to let you know that we've had an increase in membership. A little stat about small business is that pre-COVID, we're at about 1,500 members. Then COVID hit, we dropped down below 1,000. We're now that we understand a little bit more about what this COVID stuff is all about, and businesses are coming back, we're approaching 3,000 members. Our goal is to help you gain as many, help as many clients, and also help you grow your book of business, both on the individual side and on the small group side of things. And once you know the difference, there's going to be options for your potential clients, which there's no way they can tell you no. So I'm hoping I answered some of your questions. You can reach me, and we can talk some more about this. I could go all night. Is there
Does anybody else have any other questions? I put the contact information in the chat. I can't thank Franco enough, and Jerome, for being so flexible and answering these questions and giving their real life experience. It's just very exciting as everybody gets closer to starting the class, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Jerome, have I missed anybody with a hands up?
I didn't see any more hands, but
Okay.
you can open up the floor if anyone is interested in or has any questions. I mean, now is a great time. We can answer a couple of questions now.
I do see one question. When will we find the video from the first Zoom meeting for Broker Academy? Those are going to be posted Friday night. It's going to take like a week to get them up. That's the way our website works. So great question. You should see that. It's very late on Friday, so you maybe check Saturday. Serene had a question. How does the commission differ on group insurance versus individual?
so on the? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so on the group side, it's paid based on employee. So, Connecticut has their commission structure, and Anthem has their commission structure. If you want to send a shout out or an email to shop.ahctsct.gov, I can send you some information. Both carriers have their payment structure, and is based on the carrier's commission, structure that they have now. So once you get licensed, appointed, they'll send you all that information, but I can definitely send you that on a breakdown. Even send you a sales concept sheet where it gives you everything that you pretty much need to know about Access Health and how to put it together, like vertical, horizontal, the tax credits, how much commission you're going to be receiving on that. You know, a census sheet, if you need a census sheet. I created one for each and every one of you guys to send to your employers, and they can put the names of the roster there, and we can turn a quote around in 10 minutes, depending on what I'm doing, right? So,
You know what, we're just about at 7 o'clock. And Franco,
Okay.
if you could go into the chat and answer some questions that have come up. I'm gonna put the poll up so we can, if everybody could take a minute before 7 o'clock to answer the poll, we'd appreciate it. And again, a huge thank you to Franco and Jerome for helping today. And I'm gonna launch the poll right now. And again, the video will be up by Saturday morning. I think that's the best thing. So I'm just looking.
There are a couple of questions here that I can, well, there's one here about the Broker Academy program. So the June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd dates are in person, and they would be between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Thank you, Jerome.
And then the books for this information and also for exam preparation. So as I understand, you're going to be getting I guess a login or a password to a website that will have all of the information for you to prepare in advance for your 3-day class. You should probably be getting those, Ellen, within the next couple of weeks or so.
That is correct. They will be sending you a username and password in the next 2 weeks. And that'll connect you to our Kaplan website. And Kaplan is the company we've hired to conduct the classes on in person, like Jerome said, Wednesday, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And those classes will be during the day. It's a full day, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
And then Janelle had a question. What are the tax credit forms for businesses again? So we have all of those forms on our website, accesshealthctsmallbiz.com. You know, if you have more questions about those, then you can send us an email at shop.ahct.gov. And, you know, we're happy to kind of get into a little bit more detail and specifics regarding the tax credits, the forms, or anything around that. Janelle, hopefully that helps.
I put the link in there for you go directly to the resources and get PDF plans, access client forms, FAQs for brokers.
Again, the classes are in person. The training locations, you will be getting information about your location, but it'll be near where you live. And there'll be a location in Bridgeport, New Haven, and Hartford. So you won't have to go too far from where you are, but they will be sending out assignment letters closer to the date.
The schedule after the end of the June classes. So if my memory serves me correctly, there will be perhaps sessions like these to help people study for their examination. So you take the classes on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. You're going to, like after that, have a month and a half to study and pass the state licensing exam. So I believe Kaplan is going to make themselves available, or perhaps some members of our team are going to join them in that availability to help you guys study and perhaps answer some questions. But I think Kaplan is probably better suited to answer questions regarding the material that they're going to provide you.
So do we have the choice of being in groups to help study?
I think that's a great idea. I think, in fact, that might be encouraged. So
do we have the access to come up on Zoom and do it like that?
Yeah. So the June 1st, 2nd, 3rd classes are the only ones that are going to be in person. Everything after that will be via Zoom or online.
Okay, so is the groups, will they be initiated through through Access Health, or we have to, be vigilant and come in and, form groups of our own?
Well, Vicky, I would always encourage you to be vigilant.
Okay.
So yeah, I would always encourage vigilance and diligence, right?
Okay.
So we will not stop you from forming groups of your own. In fact, I would encourage you to form groups of your own. But for those that might not feel comfortable doing that, we will make ourselves available to help you in the process of studying for the certification exam.
Okay.
And you're supposed to be able to pass that exam before July 15th, right? So you'll have June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the class. Then you'll have a month and a half to study for and, and pass that exam. And hopefully that will be enough time. But after you take that class, you will have had everything that you need, ideally. And the sooner you can take that exam, that state exam, the better. Because after you take and pass that exam, then you'll need to be appointed to the carriers so that you can be certified to sell their products and get paid.
Okay.
So, you don't want to delay passing the exam and getting certified and appointed to the insurance carriers.
All right.
Mhm. When are the state license tests available? They're always available. So you will have to, you'll register for a time to take the state exam when you feel like you are ready. But they're recurring, they're constantly recurring availability, maybe a couple times a week based on where you go to take it. Working with mentors, the mentor program will begin on August 1st and it will run through the end of October. Once you pass your state licensing examination, then you will be paired with a broker for a mentor experience. What happens if someone fails the test? Can you retake it? Yes, you can retake it. We will provide, I guess we will make allowance for you to take one test. I think it's 2 tests, right? So if you fail the first time, Access Health will cover the expense of the second time. If you fail 2 times, then the 3rd time will be at your own expense. How much does the test cost? Let's see. Franco, you might be able to help us with that. I don't remember how much is Franco still with us? Franco?
I don't think he is, but Access Health Connecticut's going to pay for you to take the test.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
I think, yeah, we will take on twice the test, the cost of the test. So we'll pay for 2 tests for you. If after that, you need to take the test and you failed it twice, which happens, right? So it's not terribly unusual. I think it's a couple of $100.
I had to sell 2 kids. No, I'm kidding. You know, selling
You don't have to sell any children.
my advice is when you get the booklet, take it step by step. They have about a 15-day plan in there, and read a chapter a day, but also concentrate on use the online exam that they have, and also at the end of the chapter they give you highlights. Go over every single thing, get familiarized, and get the flashcards and whatever, figure out the best way that you can study. It's about the time that you put into the test. I got my license about a year or 2 ago, and I mean, I'll be transparent. I didn't study for the first time, so I didn't pass. But the second time, I locked myself into the room and passed it. If I could do it, you guys can do it. Trust me. But you have to read and get every single detail. Flashcards, if you need that, get them. Read the chapters. Test yourself after every chapter, and then the test. Once you come across the test, the answers are in the question. So if they say something about something, you'll see it in the question. Then the answers are going to be that much easier in the multiple choice. So.
Okay, I see one. How does the mentor program work? So, so these classes are going to be offered to 3 kind of metro areas in Connecticut, right? So that's Bridgeport, New Haven, and Hartford. So we're going to pair each of the students who pass the exam with a broker in one of those regions. Presumably, kind of closest to where you live. And at that point, the expectation is that you will work with that broker and learn from that broker a host of things. And we have prepared our brokers to teach you a number of things about the industry, about how to sell, about how to establish your business, all of the above. Those are things that we will get to down the road. But for this session, we just want to make sure that you're hearing what Franco was sharing with you, and we can answer more questions about the mentor program when we meet with you in person on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. But we will, and we are working with brokers to make sure that they impart the best of their knowledge to you so that you can go out and be successful in your career. Let's see, the broker, let me turn my camera on just because I'm here with you. Okay, hey, here, me reading the questions in the chat. Do we make our own schedule when we're working with a mentor? No, you primarily will not make your own schedule. However, you will have, I imagine, a say in what your schedule looks like. So this is not something that we're looking to do to you. This is something that we're hoping to partner with you on, right? So the brokers will take into account your availability and your schedule, and they'll work around that or with that, and then come up with, I guess, a curriculum, for lack of a better word, for you, right? So if, for example, you work during the morning, 9 to 12, you work part-time job, and the only time you're available is, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., then they will, we have instructed them that they will be flexible with your availability and kind of work to suit, your availability with their instruction. I hope that answers the question, Maria.
Hi, Jerome. I have a question. If it's held at Capital Community College or any colleges where we have to use the parking lot, how would that work? And would we be using the Capital Community parking lot, or how would the parking situation work? Because we're not allowed to really park anywhere downtown Hartford.
Ellen, you're on mute.
You know what, Janelle, that's a great question, and everybody will be getting a letter explaining that and the particulars about their location, where they can park, and how they can find their classroom and what the day will look like. So if you can just give us another week or so, we can get those out to you.
Thank you, Ellen. So I see from G. Patel, how much does it cost for a licensed broker? So as we mentioned before, so Access Health will pay for up to 2 exams. And then beyond that, the cost will be upon you. However, I think the cost for the exam is only a couple of $100.
Oh, Jerome, you're on mute.
Ha ha ha. Okay, I was saying to G. Patel, the Access Health, as I mentioned before, will pay for 2 exams, right? So presuming that you don't pass the first time, we'll pay for the second one as well. But after that, the cost will be on you. And we think it's only a couple $100. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's in the ballpark of $200. I think I answered Karen Gordon. When will we get the study material, right? We should get access to the online portal within the next couple of weeks. That'll all be done, all of the material will be electronic to you. Study materials from Serene, books, flashcards, etc., provided for our in-person training. I'd have to defer to Ellen on that. Will we get a hard copy of those study materials for the in-person training?
It's my understanding that it was digital, but we will check into your question and we'll see you next week, truthfully.
So Maria, so the mentor program is 3 months, from August 1st to October 31st. Yep, 90 days with broker mentor. I'm scrolling down in the chat here. Can you confirm the time on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd again? That is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The locations will be in Bridgeport, Hartford, and New Haven. Once we pass the test, so this is Maria again. Once we pass the test, are there annual broker fees we have to pay to the state?
So you have to. So once you get your license, every year the state of Connecticut requires that you collect, they're called the continuing education courses. Every year you have to get life, or if you just do health, you would do all health continuing education courses, which could be up to I don't know the exact number. I think this past year I had to do like 36 or 40 hours of some sort, somewhere along those things. But yes, you would have to maintain, and there's a small fee for those hours at the end of the year, so you can keep your license. You know, and then the state of Connecticut will keep you on file, and you can, you know, maintain your broker license. Without these hours, your license will expire, and you won't be able to proceed. But you know, the continuing education classes are more of a kind of like you know, this, you know, PowerPoints. You have to be present, and the way they have done it this year is they keep track if you're listening online, and they make you check and raise your hand and make sure that you're there. So you could do it online or go to a class, a physical class, which, you know, Kaplan, I think, is the license. They'll give you an option to do that. So.
Jerome?
Franco, there's a question about Medicare. After licensing, are you automatically certified to sell Medicare, or do you have to get certified to sell Medicare?
I think I could do Medicare under my license. That's a good question. I'll probably have to get back. I think I could do Medicare if.
So, yes, your license will afford you.
Yeah.
You can sell Medicare. However, I believe that you have to go and get additional training. So you don't have to take another state exam, but you have to get almost like you have to get appointed to a specific insurance carrier.
Nope.
Right. You'd have to go and you know, I guess, I don't know if it's separately certified, but you don't have to take a new exam, like a state exam, like you're taking to be a health insurance producer.
Right.
You know what, Franco, I think that's interesting. And Jerome, if you wanted to say one or two lines about getting appointed to a company.
Yes.
Let me answer the question here. So Maria had a question. I was told we have to study and be tested on life insurance, correct? So Ellen, this is all for the Broker Academy. This is life and health, right? We're not just doing, yes. So.
And the reason is we want people to have options for 12 months a year.
Correct.
And we thought that would be the best way to get started.
Yes. So what you're going to be trained in on June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is not just health insurance, but it's also going to be life insurance. So when you take the state exam, this is the life and health producer certification exam. So you will be able to sell health insurance and you will be able to sell life insurance upon your passing of the state exam. Okay.
Is it possible that if you already have your life insurance, that you could just take the health?
Yes, it is possible. So you can, if you already have your life insurance licensure, then you'll probably find half of this Broker Academy to be something that you already know. But then when you register to take the state exam, then you just take the other side. You just take the health side if you already have the life side.
Okay, so I'm not required to sign up for the health and life.
No, not when you take the exam. You could just take the life, or you could just take the health if you have the other one already.
Okay.
Let's see. Must we, Maria, must we work with a mentor to learn and sell life insurance, or can we only work with a mentor on health insurance? You can, when you work with a mentor, I think it would be wise to get as much learning or as much knowledge out of that experience as possible. However, if it is your choice or your desire to only work on a specific set of business or specific side, whether it be the health or the life, then you can choose that. You can go to your mentor and say, listen, I only want to sell health, or I only want to sell life. Ideally, you would make us aware of that, and we would pair you with a mentor that, you know, can meet that need. If it's only life, then that's fine. If it's only health, then that's fine. We'll pair you with somebody that specializes in life or health, and, you know, try to make sure that we maximize the partnership there. All right, so we cannot sell health outside of open enrollment months. That is a great question. So you can sell group health outside of open enrollment months. Group health insurance, also known as small business, which is what Franco was talking about. Group health insurance is available all year round. Coverage can start on the beginning of the first of any month, right? So it's always open enrollment for group health insurance. For individual health insurance, you're limited to open enrollment between November 1st and the close of open enrollment, usually December 15th, or if we extend it to January 15th, or if you have a special enrollment period based on, you know, a life circumstance. Let's see, who else do we have? Gigi, how are we doing? Am I doing any justice to the individual side there?
Are we captive to Access Health?
No, we will we will hold no one captive. So this great question, Nessie. This is a public service, right? So Access Health CT is sponsoring this program, and we've developed this program. However, we recognize that the need is bigger than just us, and we're looking to do this as a service to the state of Connecticut and the targeted communities therein. So you're not captive to Access Health. If you get certified to sell individual coverage through Access Health, you're not limited to. You can also sell group coverage. You can also sell life insurance. So Access Health looks to try to make you eligible to sell. Like, you have to certify with us to sell on the individual side. Yes, you have to do that. If you're going to sell on the individual. If you're going to sell on the individual side, you have to certify with us. However, we're not going to mandate that you do that, right? If you choose to get your life and health certification, go and experience and learn from a broker, and then never see Access Health again, that is your prerogative. This is not intended to keep you as a captive broker. What else do we see here? I see, do we have a say in choosing which broker we are mentoring with? You will ideally share with us your interests, and then we will make the pairing. So your interests will dictate part of our decision-making around the pairing. Serene, okay, Nessie. So certifying for the group coverage is a different training. When you say different training, you mean a different certification, a different license? It's the same license. So when you take this class, you'll be prepared to take the state licensing exam, and then you'll be certified on the state of Connecticut as a life and health insurance producer. You have to get certified to sell Access Health individual coverage, period. You do not have to be certified to sell Access Health small group coverage. We do not have a requirement of certification for that.
Okay, I was just curious as if that certification is also an additional training.
The Access Health certification to sell on the individual side is an additional training. It is not burdensome, no.
Will that be provided after open enrollment, or?
It will be provided before open enrollment. So those trainings generally occur in and around late August, early September. So they prepare you to go into November's open enrollment ready and certified. So, but all of those dates will make you aware. If you're interested in selling individual coverage through Access Health, we will make sure that everyone in the program is aware of that and the timeline around that. Let's see, other questions in the chat. This is great. Thank you for your engagement, you guys. And Franco, I didn't mean to
Hey, man.
take over. Sorry, I didn't mean to take
You're the
over.
star, man. You're the star.
No, you're the star, bro. I'm here.
Can I ask one more question?
Ashley, yes,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
do. Yes, you may.
What if you're already working with Faneuil and doing individual plans with Access Health? Do I have to get certified?
If you're
Every
already
year.
working with Faneuil,
Every year we have
Yes.
the recertification. Yes.
I think Gigi is ready. Talk to us, Gigi.
Is that the same certification we already do with Faneuil, or is it a different one?
It will be different. It's through our learning management system, which is Novrent. And every year you get certified. You have to do your certification. It's on your own time. You have your own login, and there'll be different modulars that you have to go through. And then you take the assessment on your own pace. As long as you meet the deadline, of course, there'll be some extensions, but there's always a deadline to meet it. And as long as you pass it on 80%, you're certified. So what we do when my team receives the approval that you have passed from the training department, we create a profile for you in our system. So that way you get to log in with your credentials and you get to see your whole book of business.
How do we certify at Access Health?
When you finish getting licensed, we will have maybe some feedback from everyone to see if they want to get certified through Access Health. So what we end up doing is we will just put you in the list. So when it's time for us to start sending out the certification in September, you'll start getting invites through our communication.
Great, thank you.
Are we allowed to still continue to work for Faneuil and be a licensed broker?
That will be something I may have to get back to you, because I do have to talk to, I'm gonna say no for the moment, because I know some of those that work in Faneuil as a broker, they already have their pay within when they work during open enrollment. So you can, but it will have to be after hours, not during when you're doing Faneuil hours.
Okay.
That I do know.
Great questions. And I think we're about to wrap it up because we're a little over time, and we want to thank everyone who probably was sitting all day at some other job for coming and spending the time with us. And I cannot thank Gigi, Franco, and Jerome enough for coming out tonight. And exciting next week, we will be talking about broker resources with Gigi and Bart. So we have a lot of great stuff we want to just introduce you to. And then of course, the big training will happen June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So thanks everyone. Thank you very much for coming. If you want to go off on mute and say goodbye, and I'll just ask Franco and Jerome and Gigi to hang on till the end.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good, everyone.
Finally, after all these months, I've been wondering about the question.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you
finally
so
got
much.
some answers.
Yeah.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Talk to you
Thank you
soon.
all. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you. Thank you for your kind words in the comments. And
Good
everything.
night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Franco, I didn't mean to step on your toes, bro.
Bro, dude, anytime you want to step on my toes, go ahead, man.
No, this is why I told you don't introduce me, man.
I don't
Guys, give us a minute.
mind.
Give us a
We just
minute.
have a couple people just exiting right now.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. They can hear me.
Hey, yeah, we're having a good time.
Because that's who we are.
Yeah, we're real people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, James.
All right, we're down to just a couple people. We're almost done.
James, you want to hang out? Just hang out, man.
Sometimes they're at work and they're, they're
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Yeah. Great. Oh my gosh, you guys are so good. Oh my gosh. You just set the bar so high. Thank you guys so much. That was
Start the
awesome.
recording. Ellen, start the recording.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm gonna have to edit it.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi just stop the recording.